What's up with it?
What's up, y'all?
What's happening?
Another week.
We in there.
Fiyah Session Podcast, another fire episode.
Fiyah Session Podcast. Yes, sir.
Woo, Benji, my man.
What's happening?
New week. It's Tuesday. It's early in the week. How's your week getting started off?
Man, listen. Week has been dope so far, man. I'm kind of on that, like, when the good news come in, you know what I'm saying? I feel better type mood.
Yeah.
When the good news just keep pouring in and things just keep flying your way like you want them to, like you've been stressing about, and then they hit you. I can't lie, man. I got out the car yesterday after getting my little massage, man, and I had to do a little dance outside of the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to even lie to you, man. I wish I would have recorded it. But, yeah, everything's been solid, man. How about you?
Everything's been good, man. Week's off to a good start. Actually, you know, with things starting to, you know, again, open back up as we go along. I've been at the building a little bit more work. Actually, yesterday, you know,
back in the office?
Yep. But check this out, though. Yesterday, I was off, man, and I actually went to the gym and played basketball for the first time in like 2 years since the pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so how the knees hold up? I
didn't play. I just, you know, shot around for about an hour or so. But as you know, if anybody, you know, you shoot around for like an hour, that's a workout in itself.
It is.
Around constantly for an hour. So felt good to be back out there. Definitely got to go more often to get back into it. I'm not going to be in there playing with the young fellas, that's for sure. I know
man, you got to test yourself at least one time with the youngins.
I don't have anything to prove to them. Like I say, hey, all the time. I want to run up and down the court, cool. When you ready to play some horse, a mean game of horse, I got you.
Just a cool game of horse, huh?
Yeah, man. I'm just in there trying to get a little cardio, you know what I'm saying, a little stress relief and enjoy myself. I ain't in there to prove anything anymore. So that's how we do it.
Okay. I mean, I can dig that. You know what I'm saying? I thought at least, you know what I'm saying, you would give them one hezzy with the cross. You know what I'm saying? I thought maybe, you know what I'm saying, a little bit.
Now, you know what's amazing though, and what's still a good feeling when you in there hitting shots and they see shot after shot going in, and they on the other courts hooping and they looking over at you like, all right, I see you, school. Like that's acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. So that's all I need at this point. I don't need none of those other accolades. I done been there, done that. I'm just trying to, you know,
like we ain't trying to prove no points at 40 plus, huh?
Yeah, I'm not trying to. Hey man, I'll be 42 next month. I ain't trying to prove nothing to no 18.
Oh, brother, getting old, huh?
Yeah, man. It's a blessing though. It's a blessing.
It is.
It's a blessing to be almost 42 and ain't stressing. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me dropping these bars. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? No, the blessing, no stressing. All we're doing is confessing.
And at Thanksgiving, we eat turkey and dressing. Bars.
With the cranberry, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Living Mary, you know, we straight.
This guy.
Trash bars. Throw them in the trash.
But check it out, y'all. Tonight, also after the show, make sure y'all hit up Versus. Versus will be on tonight. Hadn't been on for a little while. They had a little lull. But if y'all tune in to the Fiyah Session on the regular, y'all know how much, you know what I'm saying, we love Versus, and we love to talk about those because those been dope the whole pandemic. So we're glad that those type of things were birthed during the pandemic, just like a lot of other stuff, like this show.
Right.
So y'all, we got on there tonight. We got Anthony Hamilton. Benji's
is he gonna sing us to sleep or what?
Benji's inspiration for his beard.
Hey man, even if it's like Anthony Hamilton's beard and come through in sections, it's still love. You know?
Yeah, it's Anthony Hamilton and Music Soul Child, so it should be really dope. You know, they got some great catalogs, some great music. So we'll have something else to talk about next week when we come back on the show. You know, we'll talk about it. We'll give you a little recap. Talk about it.
All right. I dig that.
But today we have a special guest, as you see in the advertisements. We got a special young lady. She's joining us today. She's an author. She's a ghostwriter. She's got a lot of stuff going on, but I'm not going to go into all her business because I'm going to let her tell you about all that. We got author Miss Kennedee Devoe joining us.
KD.
Yeah.
Hi.
What's happening? What's going on?
I'm fine. Thank you guys for having me on.
No.
Pleasure to have you on. Pleasure to have you on.
Well, let me tell you all. You know, Benji told me about this young lady, and he told me about her. You're young in our eyes. Nobody knows how old you are.
Look. We stay out of trouble on this podcast for the most part. You get what I'm saying? We ain't. Yeah. You're young. You're young.
We judge it by how you look. You look young, so that's what we're going with.
15, right?
No, definitely not 15. She's grown up. We don't want to get into any trouble on this show saying she's 15 and talking about the subject matter that might get discussed. We don't want that. We don't want that. She's fully grown. That's for sure. So we definitely had to have her on because, you know, I think all too often we have people doing amazing things that we actually know. And we have a lot of people who are doing some amazing projects, and she's actually a writer. So, you know, that's something that we haven't had on the show. We hadn't had anybody who was a writer on the show. So that made me very interested to bring her on, and Benji was able to connect the dots. So now we have her on so we can get in her business today a little bit, and we can
be all in your business. No,
a little bit.
Be all in your business. Just
All right, so tell us a little bit about your background, where you from, what part of the United States you're from, where you grew up, that type of thing.
I am from Carson, California.
Okay, all right.
DA all day, every day.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Okay.
And I currently reside in the Los Angeles area.
All right. Hanging out in Los Angeles. Was Inglewood crazy for the Super Bowl? What's that?
I don't know. I didn't go out.
She's smart. She's smart.
You can go out, okay, because you know.
I don't like big crowds like that.
Okay, there we go. We got some information out. She ain't kicking it in no big crowds. We're straight. But I know it was wild down there. I know you had to have seen something, right?
I saw a couple of Facebook Lives that made me realize why I shouldn't go.
Like I'm staying in the house tonight. Like forget all of y'all.
Safe and sound.
Yeah, everybody was wilding down there. So
yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this before we get going. Okay, y'all, if y'all look at the advertisements, y'all look at the bottom of the screen scrolling, y'all see her name is spelled differently from Kennedy that you see generally. Can you talk to us a little bit about the spelling of your name? Is that your real name, or is that your writer name? Is it your stage name? How is that working out? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Dang, you nosy. No one's ever asked me that question.
Yeah, I told you we're gonna get in your business just a little bit.
Yeah, it is a pen name. It is a pen name. However, my initials in real life start with a K and with a D, so everyone calls me KD.
Okay.
Well, see, when I saw the name, I initially thought, you know, hey, my name is Kenneth, and that's Kennedy. It's kind of spelled the same. I thought maybe your dad's name was Kenneth and your mom's name was D, and you put it together.
You know how folks did it back in the day. Put both the daddy and the mama name together.
You know how we do it.
No, my dad's name was Darren, so no.
Okay, all right. Okay. So you're good.
Just had to
you know KD, you know Kevin Durant, the hooper, like.
Yeah, I know him with nappy head. Yeah.
So this informs us that you actually watch basketball.
I do. My friend Genuine calls me Kevin Durant. That's the only way he could remember my name, anyways.
Okay, good. See how we pull out all of this information, this unexpected information on the show. We dig into your brain and get into your business. I mean, so you love hooping. So obviously, you are a Los Angeles Laker fan.
I am. I used to have the little starter jacket, you know, the shiny one.
The shiny one?
Yeah, the
glistening down the street.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, all right. This is gonna be interesting. So we can throw in a little basketball because y'all suck this year. I'm just gonna say.
Okay, well, I'm you know what? I'm not gonna even try to argue with you on that.
They bad this year. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know, we recruited the wrong people this year.
And moving on.
But they about to be gone at the end of the season, so it don't even matter.
Yeah, LeBron gonna evict pretty much the whole squad when his the landlord is gonna evict everybody. So,
well, he might get evicted too. He rubbing Ben Gay on his joint.
I mean, who knows? Brother may go back to Cleveland the way they balling right now, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, basketball talk.
He might just leave. That's his MO. You know what I'm saying? When things ain't going right, leave.
Mm-hmm. He has no loyalty to anyone but himself.
Hey, and his babies. That's it. And I can dig it. Forget all of you. I'm going home.
But that's a growing theme in today's society. A lot of people don't have loyalty to anything but themselves, and you can just trust that people are going to be loyal to their needs. And that's just basically where we at today in society. Sadly, you know what I'm saying? You can't depend on anybody. So like DMX said, you can just trust people to be who they are. And that's all you can do. Other than that, everything else can be a letdown. So, hey. But what college did you attend, and what was your major if you attended college?
Well, I have 3 degrees. I have an associate's degree in early childhood studies.
All right.
From Riverside Community College.
Awesome.
I have a bachelor's degree in business management from University of Phoenix.
All right. Awesome.
And I also have a master's degree in human services from Capella University. Most of my studies I did online because I don't like people that much to be in class with.
Did you say that again? You don't like people that much? Say that again.
Yeah, because they be trying to make you do group projects and stuff. So it's better online.
But that's dope, though, to be able to have accomplished all 3 of those, earn degrees at those 3 colleges, and kind of get to your goals. I'm sure those were leading up to you wanting to be an author and all of those types of things. So I'm sure those kind of correlated. Is that correct?
No, actually.
Okay, go. Shoot.
I started off as a teacher.
Okay.
And then I made my way into being a program director for state-funded preschools.
Okay.
And I oversaw multiple facilities for state-funded and federal-funded organizations. Okay. And I did that for 20 years, and I am no longer doing that.
Got tired of it, huh?
Yeah, these kids and these parents are very different than what they were in the 90s. So.
Oh, okay. And different in a way of is it discipline? Is it how is it? What's the difference you would say?
I would say it's the discipline and the communication with the staff at the schools.
Okay.
Nobody's baby is wrong these days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I like to spank kids, so that wasn't gonna work for me no longer.
Can't be spanking kids no more. Can't be hitting them upside the head no more, huh? Dang. See how they took that away from us? We used to punch kids in the head back in our day, and we can't do it no more. So.
And you know what's crazy? That I've heard that a lot from a lot of different teachers, that it used to be to a point where when something happened and your mom came to school, she came to school to correct you for the teacher. Now, when she comes to the school, she's not coming to correct you. She's coming to correct the teacher about, you know what I'm saying? She's coming to check the teacher instead of checking the kids. So things have really changed in the education field. So you got a lot of teachers that's looking for an out, looking for somewhere else to be.
Mm-hmm.
You decided to get out of that. She's like, so what made you decide that? Because I noticed, and we'll kind of dive a little bit more into that with the books. Is that something you're still attached to? Because I see you have books. You've helped kids write books, or you've helped them write books. Is that still like a thing for you deep inside? Like, I still love it, but don't really want to touch it that much, but still into it a little bit?
I would say so, but I still do consulting for child development programs. So I'm still in it, but I'm not in it. So people call me when they need me. I might go, I might not. Just contingent upon where it is.
Right. That makes sense.
So what got you into writing? Like, when you were naming off these degrees, I didn't hear anything in there that had anything to do with
right.
So I'm like, okay, this is interesting, because we've had a lot of guests on that have degrees, and a lot of them have degrees in not doing anything with that degree per se at this point. They're doing something totally opposite. So what brought you here?
to anybody that's watching who is maybe coming out of high school, I would say that a degree is overrated. Okay.
Okay.
You don't always, get the money that you think that you're going to get associated with a degree. When I left out of the field, I was making $35 an hour, which is really good. When I tried to re-enter the field, they was trying to pay me $20 an hour with 20 years experience.
Right.
So, yeah, sometimes a degree is not conducive to, your living situation. So it's not always the best thing.
Sometimes we mention this on the show. Sometimes doing what you love, sometimes is way more important than actually what some things you could be pursuing. So I'm sure you fall under that category. Like, I decided I love this more than I love that, so to speak.
Well, I actually really loved writing when I was younger.
Okay.
I wanted to be a journalist. And we had like a knockoff career day at my school because I went to Carson Christian.
Okay.
I was like one of 6 people graduating in 1992. I graduated early. Okay.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. Go on the flex a little bit. Graduated early. It's okay. It's all right.
So I graduated when I was 16, but I wanted to be a journalist. But at the career day that we had, there was a person there and he was going around asking people, what do you want to be? What do you want to be? When it got to me, he was like, well, what do you want to be? I said, I want to be a journalist. And he was like, there's no Black people in journalism. Now, this is like in 1990,
Right,
so
right.
I was like, well, wow, maybe I need to pursue something else. So that's why I went ahead and went with the child development thing. But I really wanted to be a writer. And so what ended up happening was throughout my life, I've just had crazy dating experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the ugly.
You got to jot them down, huh?
So my best friend was like, you should write a book about all these things you've been through. And I was like, I should, right? And one day I was out in Moreno Valley.
Okay.
Where I was living at the time, and I was at Starbucks because we were on a Christmas vacation. Remember, I worked with kids, so so I started at the time writing my first chapter in my BlackBerry.
Okay.
And from there, we had my first book. 2 wrongs don't make a right. It makes us even.
All right. First book, 2 wrongs don't make us right. It makes us even. Is that correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
That's interesting because that you say that. And one of the reasons why I was so excited about having you on today is because I share those same sentiments. I love writing. I write all the time. I don't share this with a lot of people. Even my own personal story. I literally have wrote things down. I just have journals upon journals, but I never tell any. And I've always wanted to be a sports journalist when I was young growing up. Just never pursued it, and kind of was in the same way as you. Someone told me you wouldn't enjoy that. You wouldn't be in that. So this is one of the reasons why I'm gleaning off of you, is because of that very thing. I share some of the same ideas and some of the same heartfelt things with you to write. I just never wrote a book, but man, you can. If I showed you some of my writings, you'd be like, "Oh my God, this dude been writing forever." I just never tell anybody. So. Glad you kind of branched out and wrote your own book, and eventually I'll get to that point too. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate it. And congratulations to you, because writing a book is not an easy task at all.
All right. We'll get into that part as well. Kind of tedious.
It is tedious. It can be.
Okay.
Okay. With that book that you just showed, can you tell us a little bit more about what that book is about? And I know people can buy it, so we want to definitely let them know, where they can get it. But tell us a little bit more about that first book.
The first book chronicles my dating relationships from the time I was 16 to the time I was 33.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's based on a true story. All of it's true. I wish I could have made some of this stuff up, but honey, I was a force to be reckoned with back in the 90s, honey.
Okay. All right. Causing ruckus out there. Okay. Was you giving more of the headaches, or were the brothers giving the headaches?
They gave me a headache, but then I gave them a concussion.
Spoken like a true writer. Wow. Concussion. Ooh, bro. Now, see, back in that day, they wasn't scanning for CTE. So you sure some of them brothers recovered? You know,
some of them.
I think that's the interesting part, the fact that it's true, and then some of these guys can read this book and be like, "Hey, that's me. That's me that she's talking about in that book." So when you talk about these situations, you know what I'm saying, in your book, do you use their real names or you have fake names that you use?
I use fictitious names based on the fact that I don't want to be sued for defamation of character.
Right.
You know, all of this stuff is true. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and the uglier. And I was participating in some of this stuff. You know, I was doing some stuff that I probably should have been arrested for.
Lord have mercy. She grew up in LA, fam. You gotta understand. You know, it was wild. It was wild. was you crip walking during the Super Bowl? I'm just saying.
Oh no, I got back problems.
She like, nah, I'm good. I wasn't good. I mean, you didn't throw up the C, the W. You didn't do nothing. Like you didn't try to test yourself.
No, I was in the bed chilling.
Like forget it.
That sounds like the good place to be.
That's my favorite place to be. Don't call me after 5. I'm in bed already.
Not after 5. You can only take her to brunch. That's it.
I do dinner sometime.
Okay.
I mean, these brothers now that they know you're a writer, they probably gonna be on their best behavior, or they just gonna try to get their name in a book.
Well, the thing about it is that a lot of people think that, you know, I need their material to write a book, but all of the stuff that I've been through, I could write 2 more books.
Right.
So I don't need nobody's extra material. Trust me.
Right. Your own life becomes your, especially when you're doing it from your own experiences. It just makes it easier.
Very true.
Right.
So
when you have sessions for people who are writing books, how does the process go? How, if someone is interested in, say, going through you writing a book, how does that process go? We know how they can reach out to you, but how does that process go for you and the potential client?
Well, usually they book a consultation. The consultation is $50. I walk them through the process of what it's like. Some people have unrealistic expectations, like when they get on the Zoom meeting with me, they think I can write a book in a month for them.
Right.
That's not realistic. It usually takes me about 6 to 8 months to write a book. Okay. I sit down in sessions like this, I record them, and we type them up, give them back to you with, of course, my touches to it. And we do it, you know, a couple of times. And that's about it. You get a book in about 6 to 8 months.
Wow. That's it sounds simplistic, but it's considering that time frame, I know it's not. It's not.
Especially if you're somebody a procrastinator, then it's not going. My systems and processes will not work for you.
Right. That's pretty dope. Okay. I like that.
So with that, and you're writing for other people, what about writer's block? Like, I know that's, you know, something that we hear a lot from people who write for a living, who write books, who write plays, things of that nature. So have you ever been hit with writer's block, and how did you overcome that if you have?
Actually, I haven't. And that's a blessing because, you know, a lot of people run into that and they get stuck and they never come back to it.
Right. I'm guilty of that one.
I have never had that happen to me. I hope that does not happen to me, especially because I'm working on other clients' projects as well as my own. So, yeah.
That's pretty dope. Now, I've heard from books that I've read, when you get writer's block, sometimes they tell you to step away from the project, go take a drive, go do something else, and it'll come to you in a moment. Seeing that you haven't had that issue, what challenges are there when it comes to preparing a book? Is it just the client itself? Are there any issues that you could see that are glaring when you're putting books together?
I would say the most misconception is that everybody thinks that their story is book worthy.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes when you're telling a story like, hey, you remember that time when we was hanging out on the block and they came and shot it up and da-da-da-da-da? It sounds interesting when you tell it, but when you put it on paper, it has to be more descriptive. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that. You just can't tell verbatim the story. You have to, give us details. We wasn't there with you in 1965. I wasn't even born yet. So.
Right. That makes sense. So that time frame, putting extra on it, it's kind of vital, I would say.
Yes.
Right.
And that's where I come in. I sprinkle a little fairy dust, as someone likes to call it, on the story to make it, hot.
Okay.
That's what my job is to do.
Okay.
But a lot of people, sometimes they have a problem letting go of their story and allowing me to sprinkle the fairy dust on their story. But that's what's going to make the story interesting is the fairy dust. So, yeah.
That makes sense. Especially when we got some crazy stories out here too. So, when you sprinkle in some fairy dust, do you make it even crazier or you just make it a little bit, digestible?
Well, I had one client, she lost her virginity in the book, and it was like, bland. And so I sprinkled some fairy dust on it. And then she called me and was like, girl, this is like 50 Shades of Grey. I was like, girl, it's more like one shade.
Being real with them, letting them know like, hey, what's up? Like, we need this.
Right.
So what kind of books do you read in your own time? Do you like read a lot of books to maybe gain inspiration? Because I asked that question because I listen to a lot of music, right? And when you listen to these rappers and these artists, they write as well. A lot of them go through a writing process as well, and a lot of them get inspired by other artists. So are there any, books that you read or any authors that inspire you?
I actually just predominantly read self-help books.
Okay.
I'm always trying to better myself in my finances and my thought process and all those other things. So I really don't, especially when I'm writing my book or other people's books, I try not to read anyone else's materials because I don't want it to spill over into my creative flow. And I will say that happened when I was writing my first book. I was reading Steve Harvey's, what is it?
Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man. That book. Okay.
And some of, his verbiage spilled over into the last couple of chapters of my book. And I could see it after it was done. But I was like, you know what? Going forward, if I decide to write another book, because at the time, I hadn't planned on writing 8 books. I had only planned on writing this one book.
Right.
So I had said, when I'm writing, I will not read anyone else's work.
That makes sense, but that keeps your creativity going, keeps you true to yourself, I'm sure, right?
Yes,
like this kind of gives you a sense of pride. Like, this is my book. I put my info, my information in it. I dig that. I love that because that means you're being true to yourself, in my opinion.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, all right. Since you're a Laker fan and y'all playing bad this year, well, I'll cut you some slack. Just a little bit.
Thank you so much.
Well, I see I see why you would do it that way, because in the same sense of which I was speaking of, you can listen to some artists, when they, produce it, when they write a song or rap, or when they, even some people who write a book, or some people who write movie scripts, you can tell kind of what they were influenced by sometimes in the art. When you see it, when you hear it, you hear a rapper and you hear some words that he used, you hear a cadence that he said something, you can be like, oh, okay, he must have been, it sounded like he was listening to this, or he was influenced by this. So you just try to stick to having your own style and your own way of doing things. And that's dope.
Thank you.
I mean, she all right. She could cook too, so I can mess with her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She could throw a couple biscuits together and stuff like that. So, I mean, she all right. She all right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well, all
right. So my next question was, with us, slowly coming out of this pandemic, the pandemic affected everybody in a different way. But for you, as I'm listening, to you, answer the questions throughout the interview, you seem like a kind of person who enjoys their alone time, or who enjoys time to yourself. So was the pandemic hard for you? Did it affect you negatively, positively, give you more time? How did that work out for you?
I live with myself. I have 0 kids, 0 pets. None.
Oh, 0 pets? You ain't even got a Billy, a Jimmy, a cat, a mouse, a hamster, a fish?
I got time to be running to the bed and feeding folks or cats, whatever the case may be.
Like, I ain't seen nobody but myself. She like, forget all of y'all. All I like is me and my books. Huh? They must have traumatized you in that good, the bad, and the uglier phase.
Well,
I gotta get that book. Put that first book up again. The one, the dating book. What's the name of that joint again?
2 wrongs don't make a right. It makes us even.
2 wrongs don't make us right. It makes us even.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all gotta get that book. I think there's some traumatization going on in that book.
No, that was traumatized. Nah. But someone had asked me, like, when's the last time you lived with somebody? Like a man. And I told him 1996. I have not lived with a man since I was 21 years old.
Lord have mercy. Whew.
It's not that I enjoy being alone, but there takes a special kind of person to really be in my presence. I have a strong, dominant personality, so.
I mean, I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? You know the traumatization in the book. I gotta read the book. She's like, I'm done with y'all.
But that's
I'm
cool.
going to bed by 5. I'm going to bed by 5.
She knows what she wants though, and she's not going to get a break for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's respectable. So, we always, push people to try to do things that they may not want to do, and she ain't having it. So, you know what I'm saying? I respect that. You know what I'm saying? A woman who knows what she wants and she's not willing to bend the break for it. That's respect.
I can respect that. I can respect that. I mean, but when you write these things down in your book, considering you sprinkle a little fairy dust on these things, how much, when you're writing your own personal story, do you put a little bit of fairy dust on there? Or is it just, you just stick to the true concept of what this is? How does that work?
So for book 1, which is 2 wrongs don't make a right, it makes it even, 100% true. I wish I could have made it up. It's 100% true.
100% true. Okay.
Yeah, it was a bestseller.
It's like reading the Bible, or what?
No, it's like if you're a woman, because my book was an Amazon bestseller thanks to my women supporters, because they could relate. It was raw. It was real. It was real.
Amazon. Did you say an Amazon bestseller?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got to let people know that. You got to put that out there. Her book was an Amazon bestseller, so I need y'all to go check that out. Go peep that. Go get that. I'm sure you'll love it. I'm gonna go get it because I just want to see who drove you crazy, who you drove crazy.
With this is I don't know. Can y'all see that? Okay, this is called With Friends Like These Who Needs Enemies. This is my second book.
Okay.
This is like a mixture of fiction and truth.
Okay.
Okay. And then I have my third book, which is Just Can't Do Right, my favorite book of all my books, because I wrote it from a male's perspective.
I just want to say, she got all these dudes on the cover. So
yeah, I was just
this can't do right. Not a woman on there. Just all dudes. This can't do right. It's us.
Just can't do right, huh? Yeah. So we're gonna dig into that real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just can't do right. You gotta give the brothers a couple tips out there. They can't do right in what area?
Don't play dumb.
Girl, we on the live podcast. You know what I'm saying? We trying to dish the information out there. I want your perspective. I know I ain't never messed up. I'm just saying. We're gonna be all right. Right? Never.
I think you lying because started looking at the ceiling.
I'm just saying. I'm flawless. Okay, flawless victory.
Woo! Somebody lying, liar, pants on fire.
Okay, so when you say just can't do right, and that's one of your books. When you say that, do you how long does that list grow? Considering being in a relationship, there could be a lot of things a person can't do right. How long does that list grow? Is it brother can't cook? Brother don't, what is it? What, give us one. Give us one thing. Tell me one.
It would be based on infidelity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're all in prison behind infidelity.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, that's an interesting take.
It is. So infidelity with that, and that's the number one thing you would say is when you mention can't do right, just can't do right, it would be infidelity.
Yeah, this title actually came from me dating my ex-boyfriend of 5.5 years, and he used to like to cheat. And so every time I would catch him cheating, I'd be like, "You just can't do right."
Wow, the mind of an author, huh? She had to pen that one. Let me write about this one because he just can't do right. Okay, got it. And so, does that make you shy away from relationships as a whole? Or is that something where it's like, not a big deal, but?
Well, I'm an equal opportunity dater.
Okay.
Hold on. What does that mean? What does that even mean?
I mean,
everybody gets a chance, and it's I don't hold anybody to the standards of what happened in my past.
Hold on. When we say everybody, you forgot we living in 2022. So does that mean?
Let me clear that up.
Everybody got a chance. So the dude with brain. See, that's what she ain't tell us about the book. She been dating dudes with mental blocks, so that's why they just can't do right, and that's why they in jail.
Whatever.
Okay, now we opening this book up a little bit more. Stop dating the mentally challenged men, girl.
No, you gotta blame me on that one.
I told you I'm gonna mess with you. I had to throw that out there.
I don't mean equal opportunity like that. Like you gotta be in your right mind in order to date me. So.
For sure.
Well, hold on. But let's not get off track here. Now you said equal opportunity. So in 2022, equal opportunity mean male and female. So
let's backpedal then, because no. No.
Trying to clarify.
See, this is you gotta have clarity. Got to.
My bad. No, that's what I know.
Okay, all right. So
just men.
No women, just men. No women involved. Younger dude, older dude.
LGBT community at all. I have friends who are, I sound like a white person. I have black friends.
You just opening up live. You realize we're live, right?
Let's take a timeout. Timeout.
Okay.
No. Okay, well, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm open to dating, whoever, as long as they're over, 5'9".
5'9".
Benji, you barely made it.
Oh, she said over 5'9". So I ain't making it. I ain't making it. Sorry, I didn't make. She said over 5'9". I'm 5'9". I might be 5'8 3/4 or something.
I think that was a direct shot at you, dude. I think she
knew
your height and called it.
I think she was throwing shots at me. It's okay. It's all right. We're on the podcast. At least I was mentally challenged and I didn't make it in her book, so I'm straight.
I don't even know you. The hell.
Oh man!
She would have known you anyway, Benji, because you're not above 5'9". You didn't make the cut.
I didn't.
Hold on, y'all. He wouldn't have made the cut literally. Literally.
Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, at least I won't be in her book.
That's a fact.
I mean, just can't do right. Just can't get right. You just
shut up. Whatever.
Do you know that this Negro did? Da, 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 da? I can already see. She's a writer, bro. She's gonna put it out there. It's okay. We appreciate you.
Whatever. But for just right, for anyone that's watching, I do have a YouTube station that you can go to. It's Kennedee Devoe. The spelling is the same as it is on the screen. And you can see the book launch that I did for Just Can't Do Right.
Okay.
We had an all-male panel discussion where the males, it was basically a room full of women, and it was almost like the battle of the sexes.
Wow.
But it was a great discussion.
Those are fun.
I'm sure. Those, especially those panel discussions, I know that those are pretty dope.
Yeah.
So you had those brothers up there defending themselves?
Well, they was defending, what I wrote in the book, because they was trying to agree with some of the things that the men did, in the book, and the women wasn't having it. No.
Right.
Well, yeah,
what would you say as a go ahead, King? Go ahead.
I'm just saying there's going to be some things that, from a male standpoint that women just can't understand, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you break it down, no matter how you describe it, we just wired different. And we're going to think different. So there's just certain things we're not going to agree on. But I think the gist of books like yours is to to shine a light on certain things that get the conversation going. And that's one of those things, like you said, you had the panel, and I can guarantee you a lot of different thought processes came out of that.
It did. And it's just too bad we weren't able to capture it all. It was like a 4-hour discussion, and we had to compile it into 30 minutes in order for it to be viewable. But I hope we captured it well. That was back in, I think, 2015.
Okay. Awesome. So panel discussions, is that like a thing you've done for all of your books, or was that one just the hit point to where it was like, you know what, I think this would be great for a panel discussion? Or do you do that with all of your books?
Well, for that particular book, I just thought the panel discussion would be great. But for my second book, we had a group discussion for the book launch. And it was mostly ladies there, as, book 2 is about females and their friendships, how they, how you can just start off with somebody and sometimes you don't finish with them, just like in relationships. So made for a good discussion. And for my first book, it was more of an intimate type of discussion. It was on my patio at my house. And my ex-boyfriend, or he was my boyfriend at the time, filmed it, and he put it together for me, and it turned out to be really great. And again, that's on my YouTube station, so if you guys want to take a look at it, you can. But it's just very intimate, probably about 10 people, and they gave me their feedback on the book.
Awesome. Make sure I get that YouTube link in my messenger so we can post that on the IG marketing page. So we want to get you out there more and more and more. So considering that you wrote books and things of that nature, I really dig that, because I'm a reader. I love to read. So I dig that. But this is what I'm sitting here. I'm thinking of this. Okay, so you create these different types of books. What would you say is your favorite topic, your favorite book, and your favorite topic to discuss?
My favorite topic to discuss. Well,
and don't say just can't do right, okay? Leave that one out.
What? So you want to know my favorite book out of all of my books?
Out of all of your books, or are they all equally, because I know they're your babies?
No.
Are they all equally great to you, or were you, because I'm sure there was a moment where you was like, man, I accomplished this, I got this done. And life kind of runs us through different phases. So which one was the one you love the most, and which one do you like talking about the most?
Well, I would say what I like talking about the most is my first book, Two Wrongs.
Right.
Because I was getting my master's degree at the same time that I was writing the book. So it took me 4 years to write the book.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it was a major accomplishment.
Okay. Awesome.
And I would say, like, this book which we haven't talked about, which is Why Does Love Hate Me? And
Oh,
this is kind
say
of
that
based on a
again.
true story.
Why does love hate me?
Yes.
Okay.
This is based on a true story. And I wrote this book during the time that my mother was passing. So it was very therapeutic for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that holds a lot of weight, accomplishing that, putting that together. That's dope though. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. I'm have to get the Amazon bestseller and then see what you've been saying about the brothers on the low. You know what I'm saying, and see what's going on. You know, it's always good to dig into a woman's brain and see what she has to say.
You might not want to dig too deep in there. You might find something you ain't looking. You don't want to see.
Sadly, I have it's my gift and my curse. I have the bad habit of digging deeper than I should. So it's my fault. So, but I want to read the book, especially the last one you just put up. Why Does Love Hate Me? I think that's a great title if I say so myself.
Well, thank you. It's kind of personal based on the fact that I just really can't find the right person to love on KD. So that's why it's titled Why Does Love Hate Me?
I mean, you got to stop going to bed at 5 o'clock. I mean, brother's just getting out for work, tired, exhausted. Brother got to take a shower. You know what I'm saying? You know, going to bed at 5 o'clock in California. What's going on these days? That's a problem.
If I had somebody, you know, I probably wouldn't go to bed at 5, but ain't nothing jumping off. So, you know, I get my beauty rest.
Lord have mercy. Going to bed at 5 o'clock. But the fact that you can cook some biscuits, though, that cornbread, it was all right. You straight.
You're about to make me curse you out online.
I hope Musa, Bakir, and Andre Hembill are watching this because they love to mess with you as well, and that's family right there. So
if Andre is watching this, I would like to send a personal message to him on Skype when I see you.
Oh, wow.
Hey, make sure when you run this clip, Ken, you get that piece in there for me because I'm gonna tag. That's my cousin. I'm gonna tag him in there. You know, so we always mess with each other on social media.
He can tag me and stop talking about I can't cook. I don't like that. I can cook. Okay, you got to get locked up.
Hey. Well, it was our own personal story when we was messing around about the plate we put out there and stuff like that. So it was pretty funny. But yeah, because you know when we get to the place where we posting them ugly food pictures, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, you just make yourself fertile ground for being messed with. You come on hating. I'm just saying, like you got to get it.
You know what? You and your cousin don't let this face fool you. You gonna mess around, be in trouble.
Don't mess with her. She done already wrote a book on y'all. She already know what's up with y'all.
We already know y'all can't get right, so you know, keep moving from there. I got a quick question though. Okay, so with all the writing you do, and you know, like now, you know, producing movies and things like that is a little bit more accessible, a little bit, you know, easier to do. Have you ever thought about writing for a TV show or a series, or turning either one of your books into a TV show or series or movie or anything like that?
Well, we were in the works of actually turning 2 Wrongs into a movie, but it's been placed on the back burner right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's an awesome idea, though. Awesome idea.
Yeah.
It was an Amazon bestseller. Again, y'all go check that out on Amazon.
No,
Kennedee Devoe.
on Amazon. You can come on my website, www.kdevoe.com, and you get a personal copy from me. I'll sign it for you and I'll mail it off.
Awesome. There you go. That's dope.
That link is also in the comments. So if y'all scroll all the way up in the comments to the top, y'all can click on that link and y'all can go straight to her website to check out her offerings, her books, and anything that she has on her website. And she has information on there about her background as well. So y'all can check that out as well. Are you working on anything new right now? Any other big projects that you're working on right now presently?
Well, I'm currently assisting 2 other clients, but I'm also in the process of trying to write my book. I'm on page 42, chapter 7. I'm hoping that it will be released for my 10-year anniversary, which will be August 21st. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Okay, what kind of book is you writing? What kind of book is this new book? Like, I mean, I know you can't tell us everything, of course, but like, what direction is this book going in, or what what area are we discussing?
It's basically about a dysfunctional relationship between a mother and a daughter.
Okay.
Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be able to glean from that, because I see a lot of that going on out here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's normal. That's actually kind of normal in today's society, right?
Right. So again, I only write the hot shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. I actually pitched her an idea, and I thought, I'm not going to get into the semantics of that, but what did you think about the idea that I pitched towards you? Considering you're the author, I would want your full consultation, ideas, all of that stuff. What did you think about the idea I pitched to you?
I thought it was a wonderful idea. You are not the first person to come to me with that type of idea.
Right.
I actually had a pastor try to do the same thing. So I think that is a very good idea if you decide to follow through on it.
Yes, we will. We will have some things in the works coming up. We got some things taking place, and one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of get on and pick your brain. I know we joke on social media and Facebook and stuff like that, but this is kind of the platform where I'm like, you know what, I can kind of get to know a person a little bit more. It's a business side to it, it's a fun side to it, but kind of pitching that idea out there to you and kind of getting your feedback on it is, again, was my total goal. So of course I'm looking forward to putting this together, but I don't want to be in your book. I don't want to be in your book. I don't want to be in your book.
Well, you're safe because you're not 5'9".
See, that's why my boy is right there. You see, that's why my boy is right there. That's why I love my boy. I didn't even make the cut, so I'm straight.
He didn't make the cut. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, what the little meme say? God was building Benji, and when he got to the height, he said, "That's enough." That's enough.
And there was a point in life where I didn't think I would even get to 5'9". So you got to understand how stressful this has been for me.
That's a blessing. 5'9", yeah.
I mean, I'm 5'9", girl. That's it. But it's all right though. You know what I'm saying? Just can't do right. They won't put me in no book. I'm just saying.
So look, anyways, anyone who feels like they can't afford a $50 consultation, I have written a book on how to write a book. Exclusively only on my website, and it's called I'm Writing a Book. Now what? Because that's what a lot of people, come to the crossroad when they're writing a book. They've written a book, they don't know what to do afterwards. Right. If you want to pay the $50 consultation, you can pay for a $14.95 guide to help you, and all of the tips are in there.
See, there we go. She just got it all together. See, now, one thing Ken mentioned earlier is that she knows what she wants. So that is very admirable. So that's pretty dope. And she just got all your ducks in a row besides going to bed at 5 o'clock.
Whatever.
Straight.
But hold on. She knows what she wants, but this is the burning question. If you take her out to eat, is she going to know what she wants? Because most women don't. When you ask
that's a lie. I'm a hardcore foodie, honey.
See, that's what
I'm saying. I know that from Facebook because we done threw a bunch of ugly food at her. So, I mean, you should see some of these pictures we throw out there. Shout out to Musa Bakur. I mean, that's the homie. You know what I'm saying? CCC Catering. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be CCC. They got the health department didn't authorize the kitchen. It looked like they be serving cold pig feet with slop.
Hey, yo.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just saying, but I'm sure she will know what she wants because now I want to commend you though, because this show, we're almost at 6:30. So you haven't officially went to bed yet. So I commend you tonight for staying up past your bedtime with us. I appreciate this. See, Ken, we get favor. You get what I'm saying? We get favor on the show.
I think she just because she's trying to watch verses. That's what that is. She's trying to check out the verses, you know what I'm saying, after the show. That's probably what that is. No verses?
No verses.
You must got some chicken wings in the air fryer or something that you just.
Some biscuits.
Well, I didn't have no air fryer.
No air fryer.
Air for lazy mofos, and I don't
she
care
cook in the oven.
or
She cook in the oven. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
She's a writer. She's an author. She's a what else? A ghostwriter. All of that included, and she uses her own oven
to make biscuits, like Benji has pointed out throughout the show, to make biscuits.
Yes.
Yeah.
I make sure I put butter on top after they come out.
Butter on top. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
All right. So before we get up out of here, is there any advice or anything inspirational that you would like to lead the audience with, or anybody out there who's person that maybe they're interested in being a writer? What could you leave them with?
If you are interested in being a writer and you don't know where to start, I have this, what we call the storybook planner. And it's a workbook to help you write out your book. So I've, put these tools and tips in place for people who are serious about writing a book. And I would just say, the hardest part about writing a book is writing the book. Because there's other stuff that goes along with it. You got to get it edited, you got to get it formatted, you got to get a book cover, you got to get all this other stuff going, the legal paperwork that goes along with publishing books. So it's not easy.
Right. So, that's why you mentioned the 6 to 8 month process. It's not just get in there, throw something together, and you come off as very put together, knowing your business, knowing what to do. So I don't see you just throwing something out there, because I mean, ultimately your name is attached to it.
Yes, definitely.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
I dig that. All right.
And if you are writing a book, I would just recommend that you do not go with your first draft of your book.
Okay.
And if you
take some time
with it. And if you haven't read your book at least 20 times, you haven't read it enough.
Well, in the surgical world or the carpenter world, they tell you to measure twice, cut once. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the concept I usually try to follow. Don't just throw it out there. Measure twice, cut once. Make sure it's something to put out there. And the idea for my book, I don't just want a page with words on it just from me. I want some ideas, and I've shared you those ideas as well. I don't want just Benji's concept on this paper, on this book. I want other ideas, some scripted, well thought out ideas, professional ideas. So that's where kind of bringing other people's opinion, who are professionals, into the concept is kind of where I want it to go. So that's kind of the idea I've had. And you know that. I've shared that with you.
Yes, you have. And before we go, if I can just plug 2 more books.
Yes.
These are my budget planners. They're monthly budget planners.
Right.
And I created these during the pandemic because I found out a lot of my friends didn't have money management skills during the pandemic because they were trying to borrow money from them. So, so I developed the budget planner based on the tips and tools that I learned from my mother. My mother used to keep our household tight and right. And so the same skills that she gave me, I put in this book to help people manage their household budgets on a monthly. And the key word is monthly. You have to use it monthly in order for it to work for you. So if you constantly, borrowing $40 from somebody, you probably want to get this budget plan.
Well, they might not be borrowing it. They might be earning $40, if you know what I mean. But hey, I like the concept of that, because that's that old school concept of you teach a person to fish instead of giving them the fish. Right. If you give them the fish, they're gonna keep coming back. But if you teach them how to fish, they can fish for themselves. So they can fix their own financial issues, and that's dope. So y'all make sure y'all go to the website. Y'all get some of them books, because y'all need all kinds of help. Y'all need all kinds of entertainment, so you can get it all in one spot. Boom.
All right. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So we'd like to thank you for coming on the show. We will continue to publicize your offerings, send people to your website so they can check out your dope work. Again, we appreciate you going past your bedtime we are very grateful for that, and we're gonna let you get your time back and go ahead and get some rest for this evening. So we appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you again. Thank you again. It was a pleasure having you all.
Likewise, thank you.
All right, Miss Kennedee Devoe.
KD.
Hey, you know what, man? You know, I'm thinking about writing me a book too. I got 2 books in mind. The first one is the antithesis of Ashy. You know what I'm saying? Antithesis Ashy right there.
Hold on. Let me get my
antithesis.
The antithesis of Ashy.
And then the second book, it will be a part 2 called The Chronicles of Cocoa Butter. You know what I'm saying?
The Chronicles of Cocoa Butter. Okay.
Yeah. To make sure people understand the idea of being moisturized. You know what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of ashy people, and I think that I have seen enough ashy people and been around enough ash in my life to
understand
to be able to motivate people to, you know what I'm saying, to moisturize, you know what I'm saying? So
get them moisturized. But see, I outside of my true story book, I have this idea, man. You know, this new concept is coming up. I think it's been out there for a while though, but you know, inbox PTSD.
That's,
you know, women got inbox PTSD, brother. I'm telling you, we can make a come up off of this. Healing women's inbox PTSD. I
just hope you ain't been a part of that issue.
No.
You've been giving the inbox trauma.
No. I ask any of the ladies that know me. We come respectfully. Then I mess with them when we get them out the inbox. We say,
"Come on, baby, take me out to dinner."
Yeah, take me out to dinner.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in for today. Benji, you got something to tell the people before we get up out of here, man?
Man, look, y'all know where to follow me at. Link is in the bio. You'll find me. We got some great stuff coming up, man. I'm just gonna end this show like my final, man. Thank God for this year and the things that He's sold into my crazy mind that have driven me crazy. The fact that they are coming together, man, is just, for a country boy like myself, growing up where I came from, man, it just makes you so proud to see things come together for you. But man, listen, y'all, I got more coming, man. I ain't gonna talk about it all, but you'll see it because I'm gonna be posting it like I'm so we got a lot of things coming, a lot of marketing, a lot of things coming, a lot just kind of tightening the screws, putting everything together. But go get your wine, man. Go get your event hooked up. Go in my wine store, join the wine club. Link is in the bio. You'll be straight. I promise you will. Sure.
All right. Well, y'all already know y'all can catch me at Big Ken's Comedy on IG, Twitter, Facebook. Y'all can catch the Fiyah Session Podcast on Facebook, IG, Twitter, YouTube. Y'all go to that YouTube channel and hit that like and subscribe so y'all can make sure that y'all don't miss any of the episodes, and any of the old episodes that you did miss, you can go and check those out as well. But
Celtics killing Philly right now. Oh, my bad.
This guy. But
109 to 67.
We got to get to this verses. We got to get to this basketball. We got things to do. We appreciate y'all tuning in as always. Y'all, we're going to be back next week with another dope episode. We got another dope interview from another dope author. So please tune in to catch that. You won't want to miss it. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all already know it's the Fiyah Session. Peace.
Deuces.
Follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fiyah Session Podcast.